sure what to do with my hands.
Just keep them to your side. All right, we're here with Stephen Murray as the skipper of Decision, is a hot new Carkeek 40. I guess first and foremost, you all have had a number of decisions. What led you to this 5th edition? What made you decide on this particular design?
We had a lot of fun with the TP52s, and we were hoping to recreate that experience in a smaller platform. And when the HPR rule came along, which would allow you to build a really hot Grand Prix 40-foot boat and be competitive, we jumped at the chance.
What Stephen Benjamin has got another one of these, and I think you guys lined up with them at the event, the RSC Regatta, the Annapolis, the Storm Tricycle Club event. Isn't that true?
No, we didn't. Our first matchup with Steve was in Palm Beach at the Worth Monroe Regatta.
Right, and the boats are just slightly different. Are your? I mean, he basically told me that your boat's a little faster, gets just another step beyond. Would you agree with that? Do you owe him time?
No, he's building in an excuse. That way, if he doesn't crush us as he fully intends to, he'll have a reason. No, the boat is a little bit lighter, and I think we may have played a little bit different on the sail plan, so we do owe him about 2 points. It ends up being only 11 seconds on an hour of racing. So
right.
They're practically boat for boat.
Right.
We did the feeder race down here from Fort Lauderdale, and we had about 4 hours where you could have tied a rope between the two boats, and
wow.
Never would have gotten caught.
And so how do you look at the rest of the fleet in this HPR class? You have some FAR 400s, a couple other different designs. What type of conditions would favor your boats, the Carkeeks, you and Benjamin's?
You know, we haven't lined up against those other boats much. We did one distance race against Catapult. She saved her time on us under IRC, but not by much. But that was mostly downwind, so I haven't even seen how we stack up against that boat. We have sailed against the FAR 400s under CSA, and we owed them considerably more time than we do under HPR. And in a wide variety of conditions down at St. Thomas, we saw that we're generally able to save our time with those guys if we sailed right and if they made some mistakes. But I think the boats are probably pretty aptly rated, and we're going to probably have similar stack up against them very closely in a wide variety of conditions.
Now, you're down here with a crew that is largely New Orleans guys. You're from New Orleans. You got Johnny Lovell calling tactics. He was a great collegiate All-American. You have a bunch of young guys. Kind of talk about how your team evolved. Is it guys that all met down in New Orleans, have been sailing against and with one another for years down there on the local circuit?
Yeah, these are a lot of guys I did junior sailing with.
Really?
And Johnny practically taught me how to sail. John Alden Mead is down here. He was another college All-American from New Orleans. So a lot of us grew up sailing together, and we're all about the same age, and they've been on every Decision boat we've had, and now they're sailing with us, and we also have a bunch of guys that we picked up in the different regions where we've sailed. A lot of guys that we picked up in Newport who are just great young sailors and real go-getters, so it's a nice combination of local and national talent.
And we would be remiss if we didn't mention your father, who's somewhat of a legendary sailor, and he's started these Decision programs years ago and had, as we've said, 4 previous boats prior to this one. Kind of talk about your dad, and I mean, it's pretty neat that you sailed with your dad. I'm sure you learned a lot about sailing from him. Just kind of talk about him and passion he instilled in you for this sport.
Absolutely. We talked about junior sailing. Dad was on the dock coaching me, or sometimes frustrated with me as a kid, and it's been a blast doing this ocean racing with Dad. We're having a lot of fun. Every boat we've had has been more fun than the last, and he's still having a great time with it. He comes out, he drives, and we learn a lot having him on the boat. He's also got a great sense of humor, so
keeps things light.
Around. And he and I just this year were awarded the Tessier Trophy, which is our local yacht club's Outstanding Sailor of the Year.
Oh, that's wonderful. Right.
It's the first time it's ever been awarded to a father and son, and it was a real honor to go up and accept it with my dad. And it was an honor that he really deserved, and I couldn't have been more thrilled. So sailing with him is we work together and we sail together. He and I both practice law together, and it's just it's a real privilege being with him.
That's neat. All right, thank you.